Our comparison of Greek and American teachers revealed that some of the characteristics of teachers seem to be fairly universal. Um, for example, in both contexts, teachers talked about shifting from really a focus on delivering content and struggling to figure out how to maintain order in the classroom and working to get better at time management. These seem to be things that occur to teachers early in their careers as important things to work through, no matter where they are. But there were some important differences between teachers in the US and Greece as well. And perhaps the most striking one of those differences was really what kind of responsibilities teachers feel they have for their students. So in the American sample, teachers talked a lot about really struggling early in their career to try and meet all of the needs of their students and spending inordinate amounts of time uh, um, trying to make sure that their students all succeeded, getting involved in students' personal problems, worrying about the home lives of students, things like that. And the Greek sample was much more likely to say that although they cared about the social development of their students and really building character, they didn't own all of the problems that students had, and they really viewed their role as being more limited. As some teachers told me, they're not saviors. They're not responsible for fixing every problem that their students have. And American teachers were more likely to view themselves as being maybe the best hope that their students have for a good life and really needing to be there to solve some of the problems students might have at home or in their communities. This sort of added sense of responsibility that a lot of American teachers had is one of the factors that makes teaching so draining and emotionally exhausting for American teachers. So Greek teachers talked about it being, a time-consuming job, but not in the same way. I think as a result, Greek teachers were much less likely to talk about burnout, seem much more able to contain their job description in a manageable way. And American teachers, the veteran teachers that we talked to, they seem to have figured out how to do that, but it took a while. And they realized after early in their careers, just giving all of themselves to their students and their job, that they had to pull back and start realizing that there was only so much they could do. So I think that if you think about the teacher movies that there are in the US, the popular movies of teachers almost always show the teacher as kind of a savior, getting deeply involved in the students' home lives and personal problems and trying to save as many students as they can from their dire circumstances. This is the prototype of teacher that we have in the US, and it's a burden that's too much for a lot of teachers to maintain over the course of a long career. That was probably the biggest difference that we saw. The other one that came up quite frequently during discussion was that U.S. teachers are often engaged in a lot of activities after school that require their time. They are, the faculty mentors for clubs. They're coaching teams. They're doing things that keep them at the school till 6 p.m. and then they go home and do more lesson planning and grading at home. Greek teachers had a much more circumscribed day where it was get to work, do their teaching, and then go home at a reasonable time. So the time commitment and the sense of responsibility seem to be quite different between the two contexts.